Hey, happy day, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about how to use what drives you crazy to supersize your business. Drives you crazy or to drive you crazy is an idiom that's been around. It's an American idiom since the 1900s. It appeared in the 1900s. Driving has long since been associated with controlling things, ever since cars and driving wagons and riding horses and controlling horses, and driving and riding are kind of the same thing. It means control. Backseat drivers, in the driver's seat, uphill. All of those expressions have to do with control. And when we let things outside of us impact us or control us, it can make us crazy. It can make us annoyed, frustrated, just plain confused. And when we're feeling that way, it doesn't really feel good. And so we don't necessarily want to feel that way. We don't want to feel like we're being driven crazy or things are outside of our control. And so the expression became really, really popular. And I've got to believe every single one of us listening, me included, have at least felt, if not said, "You're driving me crazy." Especially if you're a parent and you have kids. Who among us haven't had our kids do something that drives us a little crazy? How about that why phase, where they ask why 100 times a day or 1,000 times a day for like a year or more? My granddaughter's just coming out of the why phase. I think it's about 2 to 3 to 4, depending on the child, when they get into the why does this do this, or why is this way, or why do I have to, for absolutely everything. And we only get annoyed by it because a lot of times we don't know the answer, right? And we don't want to look stupid in front of our kids or our grandkids. So it drives you crazy. How can you use this, the tendency to know that things are going to make us a little frustrated or annoyed if we're not feeling like we're in control of them, to grow and build our business? Well, in several ways. Number one, think about the things that make you crazy, that drive you crazy. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I don't even know why. I was hanging around with my sisters, and guess what? Sometimes my sisters drive me crazy, and I'm sure I drive them crazy too. But the things that drive us crazy, the first thing you do is you notice that you're feeling frustrated or annoyed or out of control about something. And you pause. The first step is to notice it. The second step is to say, okay, why am I noticing in this? Why is this annoying me, frustrating me, or driving me crazy? And then the third step is to decide, well, what do I need to do about it? How can I act? What action do I need to take to deal with this thing that's making me crazy? Well, when I notice things, I'll give you an example. If I notice that I'm feeling frustrated, and I used to notice in my Italian food manufacturing business that I would feel frustrated a lot. I hate feeling frustrated. Frustration to me means that I am expecting the way things are right now in the current moment to be different than they are. Well, guess what? They can't be different what they are. They are what they are, right? The situation is what it is right now. And it's usually the result of past everything, past experiences, past thoughts, past beliefs, past behaviors, past actions create what is right now, the results that we're seeing right now. And those results just are what they are. They're not good, they're not bad, they just are what they are. But I'm always going to be judging them. We're always judging and evaluating and questioning everything that we see. And I have to ask myself, okay, well, why am I judging that this should be different than it is? And I realized that I had some beliefs that were false beliefs about frustration, about how other people should behave, about how fast and easily things should happen in my manufacturing business versus how fast they were actually getting done. My imagination said something should take 2 hours, and if it was taking 3 or 4, I would start to get really frustrated and question and wonder what the heck was going wrong. And then I would ask other people, what's going wrong? Why is this not working? Why are we not done yet? One of my most popular phrases was, why are we not done yet? Okay, that presupposes that something's wrong. And maybe it's just that the dough didn't rise fast enough, so it was taking longer to make the bread. I don't know. It was a whole lot of things. But then we decide what we need to do about it. And a lot of times, what we need to do is just change the way we're looking at the situation, right? This is really applicable to our businesses. A lot of times, what we'll find is there's a problem or a situation that really frustrates us, and that's the reason we created our business in the first place. Perhaps you're in corporate America, you hated being on somebody else's watch, and you wanted the freedom of having and starting your own business. You were solving a problem for yourself. And now moving forward, you can use that information to help solve problems for your customers, because there's stuff that drives them crazy. All of our problems drive us crazy, and we want solutions for them, especially if they cause us excruciating pain. Anything that's painful or unpleasant or fearful or uncomfortable, we want that solved now. That's the reason a lot of our businesses even exist, is to alleviate the things and remove the things that drive our customers crazy. So another way that you can use drive you crazy to grow and build and supersize your business is by creating ways and solutions for other people. So what are some of the things that drive you crazy? Whenever you're noticing them, you're noticing them for a reason. Usually it's for our own personal growth and development, but we never want to think about that. I remember when after my sudden cardiac arrest, judgment drove me crazy for some reason. I was noticing it everywhere, and I realized after noticing it and hearing it and seeing it everywhere how rampant it was, and I realized that honestly, prior to that heart event, I was more judgmental of other people and other things and behaviors and thinking processes and beliefs than I should have been, or that was right. I mean, we all are automatically judging and questioning and evaluating everything that we see all the time. But just because we're judging it in our mind doesn't mean it needs to come out of our mouth, right? There's a lot of people on social media that could learn that lesson. We have love-hate relationships with a lot of things. Social media is an example of that. I love social media for the positives that it brings, and the way that the internet and the world has come together. There's so many positive things about that, but there are also negative things about that. Social media has actually increased people's sense of disconnection and loneliness and self-judgment and self-loathing and trying to keep up with the Joneses type behavior and things like that. And that's not necessarily a good thing. It's increased, bullying, cyberbullying has actually gotten worse, and judgment and treating other people in inappropriate ways has actually gotten worse because of social media, not better. So today, I would love to know what drives you crazy. We all have things that trigger us, our pet peeves that drive us crazy. I still have a lot of them, and I think it's funny. I was thinking about my daughter and I used to make up words for things that when we couldn't think of words. This was just a game we played. And one of the words we made up was "yummalicious," and a long, long time ago. And when we were describing something that was absolutely, amazingly so delicious, you couldn't find another word to describe it, we would say something is yummalicious. That word drives my son, her brother, absolutely nuts. Now, I've never asked him to go through this. Why does it drive you crazy? Why does it trigger you? And then what can you do about it? Is there something you can do about it? A lot of times, all we have to do about something is try to understand, well, why is this bothering me? And the truth is, the hard truth is that a lot of times the things that we're noticing, the things that are bugging us or bothering us or we're judging as driving us crazy are because there's something in our life that we need to look at, we need to see. There's so many examples of this in my life. Sometimes we don't want to see things that are right in front of our face. People being dishonest or disloyal or unfaithful or doing inappropriate things in our relationships or our businesses, it's hard to see, and we'll put blinders on, especially for people that we love and care about. But sometimes those people are doing things that are very, very bad for us personally and for our businesses and for our lives, and we don't want to see that. So we won't notice, we won't even see the behaviors that they're having or that they're doing. And the evidence is always there. Hindsight, whenever we go back and look for evidence of a behavior once it's in our face and we've seen it, we're like, oh my gosh, how come I didn't see this 5 years ago? Why didn't I see this, 2 years ago when we decided to go in business with this person? Why did I have blinders on about this? And sometimes we want to beat ourselves up for that, but we only see what we're ready to see. So if you see that, and if you're noticing that there's a behavior or there's something going on around you that's driving you crazy, the sooner you notice it and you ask yourself, why am I noticing this? And it might be for a good reason, it might be for a bad reason. It might be just because you need to change the people that you're targeting in your business. It might be because you need to ask yourself, am I afraid that I'm going to behave this way? Or am I behaving this way and kind of that behavior sneaking into my way of being? So that's it. Share in the comments below what drives you crazy. I would love to know. I'm sure a couple of the things that drive me crazy. Of course, like most people, I can make a pretty long list of things that drive me crazy. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below as well. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. Where does it come from? What does it mean? What might it mean? And even if it isn't impacting you, how might it be impacting the people around you as you try to grow and build the business of your dreams? Have a great day. Bye.